will not be used for purchase of products and so on. And then there's a major exception to that, which you're familiar with. But there's nothing that says that somebody that's using this picture to promote violence against women, for example, has to own that shot, has to own that photograph before he or she can use it.
Well, no, but to the contrary, Your Honor, when they don't own it, different kinds of issues are presented. Here's what the statute says, 3344.1A1. It prohibits the use of the likeness or the name or the signature or the voice of the photograph for the purpose of advertising services. That's what's prohibited. And we've demonstrated that what he did falls within that score. He promoted, and in the Hamid case, the California Supreme Court defined advertising. What the court said was advertising widespread promotional activities, usually directed to the public at large. Dictionary definition from Merriam-Webster, the action of calling something to the attention of the public. So he did that. He was advertising the fundraising services. In his brief, Mr. Lazarin...
But counsel, what about the exception? I'm looking, I believe it's subdivision J. It effectively says statutory exception excludes such use from the statute's prohibition when, and I quote, in connection with any news, public affairs, sports broadcast, or account of any political campaign. That is excluded. You can actually go ahead and use that for those purposes. So it becomes an issue as to whether or not this photograph is related to some sort of a public interest that's being put before the public.
Right. So there are two exceptions, Your Honor, in subdivision J. One is for a news, sports, or public affairs broadcast or account. The other is for a political campaign. So there's no political campaign. We know that doesn't apply. With respect to the other, there must be a broadcast or account. He's being sued because of the Facebook post. That's not a broadcast. It's not an account. So that is not triggered. Moreover, Your Honor, the photograph itself, the likeness, that's where the violation is, 3344.1A1. He's using the likeness. That is not a broadcast or account. And that's what's required to trigger subdivision J. It must be news, sports, or public affairs. There must be a broadcast or account. Moreover, the photograph itself is not any of those things. This is not like when Joe Montana was on the front page of the Mercury News celebrating the Super Bowl. That was a sports account. It was a news story and a news photo about the Super Bowl. So clearly that's an account. Also, in that case, the Mercury News did own the photograph. It was their newspaper. But here what's happening is the photograph, which he doesn't own and which isn't a broadcast or account, is being used in a manner that clearly falls under 3344.1A1 because he's using it to advertise the fundraising.
So it is all right for him to get up in front of City Hall with the photograph and speak to the public and members of the legislature, but it is not okay for him to use it on a Facebook account?
What's not okay, Your Honor, is what falls within the statute, and that's three things. First, using it on or in goods or products or merchandise. Second, using it to sell or solicit the purchase of goods, products, merchandise, or services.
All right, so far those two don't apply at all.
They don't.
And so number 3 is?
Advertising services. That's what he can't do.
Where's the evidence of that?
The evidence is in the Facebook post. Clearly, the fundraising is a service. Fundraising was underway, and indeed, Your Honor, Mr. Lazarin agreed. agree.
Everybody on YouTube's watching right now, and they're commenting.
Oh,
So I'm gonna narrate. We're at the Court of Appeal,
in San Jose.
and what is your name?
Sorry,
What is your name?
Officer Yarbrough with the CHP. Judicial
Officer
Protection
Yarbrough.
Section.
And I just want everybody to know you've been very nice to me today. You even offered to get me a chair while I was
Well,
filming.
you're just standing there. the whole time.
Thank you very much. My arms hurt.
There's still some over there if you want.
So we couldn't get into the Court of Appeal, but we're standing out here. We're waiting for this to finish because I'm going to interview them. But we are trying to show everybody what's happening in there. This is an important First Amendment issue. I don't know if you know, but Michael Lazarin's daughter committed suicide, and this is his mother trying to prevent him from being able to use her name, likeness, and image. And that's what this case is about. Makes your job more fun, don't you think? You know what's actually going on in there?
What we have is a direct appropriation of the likeness. Nothing expressive, nothing transformative.
They all said you had a
The
nice
use
smile.
of the photograph.
I'm gonna put you back on.
veiled the conscious
There you go.
Because it's
I'm trying to build goodwill between the public and law enforcement right now, and so you're doing an excellent job as an ambassador for that.
I appreciate it.
just like comedy thread.
That's right, we do. That's the business
When
we're all
they
in.
drew the Three Stooges, he didn't add anything.
They said I'm
He was a
muffing the
brilliant
mic.
artist.
Now I'm
But all he
unmuffing the
did
mic. Can you guys hear better
draw
now?
Moe, Larry, and Curly. Nothing transformative. And the First Amendment doesn't allow copyright infringement. It doesn't allow.
So the lawyer for the Potts is saying that Michael Lazarin didn't have a right to post an image on his Facebook page, but he would have had a right to post it for a news or sports event.
Commercial purpose, no matter how you look at it.
We do, Your Honor, and there's two things about that. The first is, of course, it's a commercial purpose when money's being raised. Mr. Lazarin has made a lot of arguments about the need for a commercial purpose, but he can't deny money's being raised.
The
That's
statute
commercial.
says advertising services, right? How does that equate to the attempt to raise money to fund
This is also important because we're in the middle of Silicon Valley,
suicide prevention?
and this is a really important issue about what we're gonna be able to use technology for when it comes to as applied to our First Amendment rights.
Services, that particular requirement is being met here.
Well, that's the key, Your Honor. That is the important requirement. So here's the point.
Okay.
Here's the point.
All right.
A service is being provided. The service is fundraising. And we see this in many walks of life. Many charities hire fundraisers. It's obvious that if the American Red Cross hires a fundraiser to raise money, that individual is providing a fundraising service to the American Red Cross. In this case, rather than the American Red Cross hiring someone, what we have is, according to Mr. Lazarin, purely volunteers. He says he's not associated with them. But purely volunteers are raising money. Now, the American Red Cross could not use Audrey's photograph, Audrey's image, to raise money. The First Amendment doesn't allow that. And Mr. Lazarin and his friends or non-friends can't do it either. So clearly, just like if the American Red Cross went out and retained some professionals, there is a fundraising service being provided. Equally clearly, donate money. The service is being provided, he's advertising it. But I want to address the second aspect, Justice Elia, on the commercial side. Under 3344.1, we're inherently talking about a commercial injury. Because the definition of a deceased personality, it requires that the name, likeness, etc. have commercial value, either at death or because of death. Now, given that there is a fundamental economic interest involved in the form of that commercial value, given that,
Can you see now, everybody?
the harm that's threatened in any case is
I'm
commercial.
trying to show
Let me illustrate.
what they're doing in there.
Let's
This
suppose
is a check. They're saying they can't see.
associated Audrey's name with
Can you
something
see?
horrible.
No? All right. I'm gonna start again. Move here, everybody. Okay, now can you see?
say.
Can everybody
Come
see?
to the march. We're going to take back whatever
Still
it is
blocked
that we're
out?
gonna take back.
Okay, I'm gonna go to regular filming and put this up later.